Hello everyone, my name is Art Russell. Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to paraphrase the account of King Janaka, which is related in the Ashtavakra Gita. It's my hope that it will serve as a valuable pointer toward direct recognition of true self and also help you know and live with greater peace. A little backstory is required. Ashtavakra was considered a great sage who apparently lived 2,700 years ago, to the best of my knowledge. King Janaka was very popular and just, very learned man, and he had a keen interest in the Vedic scriptures. Now it's related that one night King Janaka had a very powerful dream in which he dreamt that his kingdom was being attacked by a savage enemy. And although King Janaka and his generals put up a valiant fight, they ultimately lost the battle. And in the following days, King Janaka found himself living as a beggar on nearby streets. He saw people that used to be his subjects and who didn't even recognize him. Finally, a fellow beggar took pity on him and offered him some watery rice in a bowl. But even the bowl fell from his hands and broke, and he was just so in such utter despair that he collapsed, and then he finally awakened. And when he looked about himself, he saw, oh, here's the kingdom. And all the opulence he was used to and servants were near at hand. And although you would normally think he would be relieved, he was actually greatly troubled. He was asking servants, what is real? Was that real on the streets? Or is this real? Now, this went on for days until the servants actually thought that the king was losing his mind. Now, fortunately, Ashtavakra was either summoned or found himself heading to the palace. And he had dialogue with the king. And very quickly he realized what the trouble was. And with the king asking, what's real? Was that real or is this real? And to this question, Ashtavakra replied, King, when that was happening, those conditions on the streets, when you were an apparent beggar, was this being experienced? And the king said, no. And then Ashtavakra wisely asked, he said, and now with this, here we are surrounded by the palace and the queen and all this opulence. Is that state being experienced? And the king said, no. And he said, Ashtavakra said, well, neither of them is real. And the King Janaka was still puzzled. He said, well, what's real? And is nothing real? And to this Ashtavakra said, but sire, the real you was present as your character lived upon the streets, and the real you is here now, experiencing basically your character living as a king. And the light of wisdom began to shine in King Janaka's awareness. And this is what I'm also doing my best to express through my videos. And here's the question for you. What if you realized that your life, which you've processed as being absolutely real, was actually being dreamt by your true self, your higher you? Wouldn't you find your character living with greater peace? Wouldn't all the circumstances of life take on a much less dramatic appearance Now, this is not trying to trick you into believing this. That our true nature is consciousness, dreaming an apparent human experience. Now, I'd like to share some more quotes that I think may help support what I've just expressed here and what is expressed in the Ashtavakra Gita. I actually purchased that book during my spiritual journey to learn about non-doership, because it definitely feels as though we're the doer here. But I'd ask you to contemplate this. Isn't that the way it also feels in nighttime dreams? You feel that you're the one flying a plane over the desert or crossing an ocean in a great ship. But when the perspective of the person arises in the morning, that would be like the King Janaka perspective, you realize that the dream occurrences in the dream state had to be made of only mind. So let's share some more passages here. A short passage from Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard, who was a Barbadian-born mystic. Here it is. The world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. Now that may seem very startling, or at least it did to me when the light started to shine within me more brightly. But science, if you, through any of your favorite browser of choice, look into the nature of matter, you'll find that that's highly in question and has been for a couple of 100 years at least. From a book entitled The Law of Success by Paramahansa Yogananda. Mind is the creator of everything. Mind. What we experience are representational events, persons, objects. They're representational only. Mind is the creator of everything. From another book that came into my awareness during my study of the law of attraction, it's called The Kybalion. And the first, it relates Hermetic principles. And the first principle related in the Kybalion is this: the universe is mental, held in the mind of the all. That's in fact where the expression the all in all comes from. We are all co-creators within the all. What we're thinking and believing, our habitual attitudes, are creating within consciousness a world and apparent events. Anyway, I hope you've found this short video of interest. I invite you to subscribe to my channel or click a like. More information is available through my free articles at thinktwice.me and also through my book entitled This Taste of Flesh and Bones, available from Amazon. Bye for now. We'll talk again soon.